Okay, I'm reloaded. It's your man's and them, the Toothless Wonder, aka Foul Sharpton, reporting on the Bamboozled Again News Network, where Negroes get bamboozled every day, B. But you be alright. You got the most high, right? Uh, on the way to get my day started. I look like a baby mouse in the face just being born, you know what I mean? but I'm back on deck. I'm back at it, you know what I mean? And I told y'all when first day at the new job, a lot of modules and trainings and computer work and linking with Teams and Outlook and all these integrated softwares. I'm computer literate, just practice make perfect, repetition. Then I catch on, right? But what I'm eager to do is, from what I'm understanding, being I guess a mobile crisis response team member, I'll be able to get out into the community and also make connections with various agencies, mental health, substance abuse, social services. Because a lot of times, as we see with the migrants, right, there's money out there. It's just getting to the gatekeeper who holds the money to sign off on it. So I'll be making connections professionally with those type of people. So I don't, again, it's the Most High's will, right? But I got a vivid imagination, probably from growing up, in isolation in a rural place where it was just darkness around at night. It gave me a vivid imagination. The way and not for ego purpose or, so I can be esteemed, because the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. I'm trying to become Calvin Tubman out here. In my humble opinion, you're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. And, in the Negro community, I'm a man, so whether it's, incarceration or having a criminal background, addiction issues, maybe your family situation, child support, financial issues. There are a plethora of things that do plague the black man, you know what I'm saying? And that's not to make an excuse for it. We might not be responsible for the stuff we don't know, but once we do know, we're now responsible for solving it. I'm ready to get in the paint, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of relatable, you know what I mean? Like, I can be professional, and I am professional in a professional setting, because I don't want to wind up on the Me Too movement or nothing. But I have my own fun sway about myself. And people say I'm relatable and whatever the case may be. I'm going to do my part to change the streets. I don't even know if you can change the streets, but I can change the streets by default if I can get brothers out the streets and get them to look at, here's an opportunity to start the progress of living the life you want to live. Granted, dealing with vices and mental health is first. And then, start, because in my humble opinion with me, right, if I keep pressing forward towards the mark and Yeshua, my past can't hawk me. Granted, you hit, roadblocks, obstacles. That's just life. But so long as you keep pressing forward, struggling forward, your addiction or your previous stronghold can't hawk you. Because you're keeping your eyes on the prize and you're moving forward. Even if it seems like you're going back or you suffered loss, you're still in a solution-oriented state of mind. What can I do today? You know what I mean? And I find it very symbolic in a place that I'm not sure if it's the birthplace, but I do know the greatest conductor of the Underground Railroad is actually from the county I live in now. It's time to resurrect this stuff. And I guess it's done spiritually. And mentally. I think spiritual first, then mentally. And then you make moves, even if you're not physically removed. You can be physically removed, still physically there, because your mind and your spirit ain't with it, or with the value system, or with the things you used to do, or like I suffer temptation the same way everybody else do. The reason I don't yield to certain temptations that trap everybody else up is because, I've yielded to it 10,000 times and lost 10,000 times. So it might be in my mind, but there's no actual desire to do it because I already know how it's going to pan out. To bump my head against the wall 10,001 times, you know what I mean? But that's actually my goal in this. Like, okay, take the Hispanics, right? You know how the Hispanics, like, they'll get in, like, you'll see one at the job, and then 3 months later they're 10. Then in 6 months it's 20. Then they took over your community. Now they, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm looking at it. But I notice Negroes typically, let's say, get in a position, and then they lock everybody else out or keep everybody else underneath of them. That's why typically we don't get into institutions, government, and change anything. We just assimilate ourselves to the individuals who are already, or the culture that's already there. Typically, you ever know, but everybody else can infiltrate our groups and dismantle it, change it, sow seeds of discord, so on and so forth. If I'm of the belief, right? If we're so say chosen, shouldn't we have a positive impact on whoever we may come across? Of course, the hate come and all that there. But even like I might be, as far as like when I made references about the old job and stuff like that. But around these parts, I done went triple platinum in the street. Where was I? I had to go down, talk to child support. The lady said she seen my video and she worked there now. She was like, yeah, I see it. Yeah, you ain't never lied. And then one of my co-workers at the new job said she worked there for a month and a half. She was like, I couldn't do it. And then she said she seen the video later on. She was like, God darn, you seem like a prophet. And by the time I was already gone. And was detailing stuff I didn't know what was going on that was actually going on in real time, and I ain't know nothing about it. I don't know where, well, I do know where it came from, but it don't even seem spiritual to me. It just seemed natural. Like I can just tell based on me knowing people and being around them in proximity. I can kind of tell what they're going to do. I in a general sense, know where their mind at. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I hit the pavement. Still get my feet wet, but in a general sense, I know what brothers are battling. I know where they mind at. And sometimes, with brothers not having a lot in a lot of cases, down with dope, up with hope. Sometimes just the hope, you can't say it, but the belief, just like faith, that I can overcome this. I can change my life. I can get back in my kids' life. I can find a suitable mate that I'm equally yoked with. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm ready to be Calvin Tubman around these pops. Yeah. At what point, of course I don't know, but I'm just posing the question. At what point do the chosen, quote unquote, begin to, I don't want to say assert themselves, but begin to have an impact in society? Even if we look at the prophets, the disciples, or anybody of note that was chosen in the Bible, they had an impact on society. Or even in the Hebrews 12, where it talks about all the people who didn't receive their promises, and they weren't necessarily in society, but didn't they impact society by the fact that they lived destitute and went from cave to cave, but chose not to fool with that? You know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it. Of course, the Most High lead and guide me, because it's ultimately His will and not mine. But I'm ready to catch fire. Like maybe because my aunt used to make me read books about the struggle and civil rights and slavery and all that during my formative years. I've always kind of carried that. Even if I was drinking or locked up or whatever, I've always wanted to kind of fight the system to a degree. I've always wanted to see, the brethren come together or not fall into the pitfalls of the system. And you know what I'm saying? When shall we arise? You know what I mean? So I'm just do my part. And I noticed something, right? I can't work like regular jobs because my spirit ain't in it. But if I find it purposeful or meaningful, or you know what I'm saying, man, I do it all day long, don't get tired. Because it's, not just, with the brother, primarily the brother, the youth, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they got, mental health issues. And nobody knows because down there, everybody in the hood got mental health issues. They just learn how to deal with it or self-medicate or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I think I'm on the one head. Because when it's all said and done, now again, Most High will, I'm trying to be up there with some of the all-time greats, baby. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that the whole purpose? To try to be great? Just like mediocrity was like purgatory to me. Either I'm all the way down in the dumps, or even when I was, drink, like, I would either do something super spectacular, or I'd be the Bama of the week. It ain't no in between. Is you is or is you ain't? You know what I mean? Just coming through with some early morning. I'm gonna get my workout on first because I'm adjusting my schedule. Still adjusting to that, but you make adjustments. Then you improve. Then you get, a routine. You know what I mean? Oh, I was thinking about something else too, right? And it reminded me, I had a partner of mine who OD'd, right? And I knew him from Baltimore, but he OD'd down where I'm at, right? And I remember one time he came to the desk and was like, Cal, man, I got me a blessing I prayed for, man. I just wanted to run it past you, man. What you think? Now, mind you, I had a general idea what he was talking about. It was a reference to a female. It was actually a co-worker of mine. At that time, I hadn't put two and two together. So I'm marinated, and I said, that's what's up. You know what I mean? But let's be mindful of this. We can desire a blessing, get a blessing, but let's be mindful of the responsibility and the stewardship that come with what you've been given. Because ultimately, if you can't steward it correctly, it'll actually become a detriment and a curse to you. Unfortunately, as time proceeded on, my man's and he ended up coming back up to the job to get the co-worker keys, which blew the spot up. They called the police on him because he wouldn't leave. I guess he was already back in addiction by that point, and got the girl fired. I actually ran to her yesterday at Planet Fitness. And then subsequently, he was out in the streets and he ultimately OD'd, you know what I mean? Unfortunate, you know what I mean? Just like, if 4 years ago you'd have gave me $1 million, that seemed like a blessing, right? But because of my lack of self-control, it would have destroyed me. I had significantly less than that one time. It like destroyed me, and I wound up homeless. And that was the beginning of what I like to call my wilderness season. And then when I got there, the first two things the Most High dealt with was forgiveness, and he turned the mirror around on. Because I never thought, I knew I had some issues. I ain't think I ain't that bad. You know what I mean? You know how that go. Minimization. Man, when he turned the mirror around on me, I said, oh my damn. And then on top of all the other stuff I was dealing with, I said, wah, wah, wah. And I was in that for a minute. And like I said on here, and I think I'm smart. So normally I get into something I can get out of it. Not this one. That's why I gave up and just practiced some acceptance, I think, for the first time. I done did this to myself. All the blame game, these people got over on me and whoop, whoop, whoop. That's dead issue at this point. And did it? Yeah. But no. Because I already knew what they was hitting for. I just did it anyway. So that's on me. And then walking around with that shame and humiliation, and it's like the Hosea 3 took place where he stripped me butt naked. You know what I'm saying? And my everything was dry, no support, and rightfully so. Not that I was so much a douchebag, but that's just how he did it. And I said, boy, I was like a scourge upon the earth, boy. I was just roaming about the earth, outside. You know what I'm saying? Like old animal. You know what I mean? Boy, that was humiliating, boy. In the same place where I balled out of control. I don't want no parts of that. That's why I'm a whole lot better financial steward now. And I do help and, give and all that type of stuff. But I ain't just super impulsive, or like I weigh everything up on the scale. Down there, outside of what I eat and what kind of clothes I put on, I run every decision by the Most High. And he don't necessarily give me an answer. He just answer in the circumstance as I keep walking it out, you know what I mean? Or what I like to call, it seems like he got a remote control to my spirit. So, like, let's say I want to do something, but he don't want me to do it. Like, my spirit won't let me do it. Or even like this, where, because instances at the workplace, I'm like, man, it's just going to be the same. Man, I don't want to fool with these people, corporate stuff, But my spirit drive me on into the parking lot and I get out the car. You know what I'm saying? It's, just walking this thing out by faith, being, practicing gratitude, being thankful for what I do. Here's what I'm grateful for. Not just being thankful for what I do have, but being thankful for what I'm able to handle. Disappointments, this had to come all the way back from Pennsylvania, thinking I'm ready to get my CDL, hit the road, see the country. Daughter, mother stuff, you know what I mean? Financial stuff that, gets rectified magically, you know what I mean? Just my own, coming out of my own personal desires that seem noble, like I talked about in the last video. A further level of submission, implementing, fasting to a greater degree. Now I don't leave out the crib until I put some word in me, you know what I mean? Staying in the moment, practicing acceptance, all these things like this here, you know what I mean? So it's actually the struggles that have brought me to a greater spiritual awakening and presence in practice, you know what I'm saying? And all that was home, in these various life situations, taking life on life turns to just pop up and then produce what's needed to be produced to effectively address the situation. And then go back to the Most High and say, am I doing this, in the way you would deem fit? You know what I mean? Because left up to me, I want to go on the offensive and, do this, that, and the third, and make sure people know not to play with me and this, that, and the third. But that be repaying evil for evil. Now I done stooped down to their level. You know what I'm saying? So let's say hypothetically, I get my point across, yeah. But now I done got in the mud with the pig. I'm called to a higher standard. Some stuff you can address. Some stuff you got to pay no never mind. Some stuff you got to take on the chin and keep it rolling. Of course, it's easier said than done. But that's kind of the space he got me in now. Or just various things I've learned, over the past year of not working, getting jobs and don't go. And it's not that I don't go. I'll go all the way to the job. I had like 10 jobs, warehouse, some other stuff over Delaware. Get there and be like, nah. Get back in the car, go to the beach, go exercise. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's wise or not, but I truly believe that wasn't. Because my brain said, we need the money, go in that joint. My spirit be like, I remember one time I was working overnight at a chicken plant, doing sanitation on the machines. Pretty decent pay. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Walked all the way up to the door, put my hand on the handle, and couldn't pull that joint back. I take a step back like I'm drunk. Come on, Cal, try this again. In my mind, put my hand. It wouldn't open the door, I swear, I can't explain it. I had a situation one time where, how do I word it? Like I was ready to commit violence against somebody, and they did something that deserved it, right? Looked for them all day, couldn't find them. Actually, saw him in a van. I'm on foot and ran behind the van on foot and caught him at the stoplight, but they didn't see me creep up on the window and went to do what I was going to do, and I swear it felt like something pushed my hand down. I actually end up causing more harm to my hand than I did to the person. True story, It's amazing how the Most High winks at her. Let me say this, fool. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, push his hand down, Angel. You know what I mean? Oh, he outside home because of his own hand. Warm his spirit up so he don't die out there. Yeah, I got him. He be all right. You know what I'm saying? I got him. Oh, he ready to lose his mind. Send his homeboy, talk to him. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff, man. He been saving me all my life. It wasn't even so much he had to save me from the world. He saved me from my darn self. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we're our own worst enemy. Here, I'll leave y'all on this one, right? The smart guy. I think he was with G Unit back in the day, or used to run around with them, but he went on a whole different trajectory, right? I think one of the joints that made him viral as far as people knowing who he is, where he was on, I think, the Mav Hoffa joint, and he was talking about how, like how they butt break you and how they get you in these contracts, spike your drink, then you wake up, you on video in the buck and all that there, right? So I seen a video he did where he said red flags are actually clear mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever red flag you see in someone else, it's actually clearly showing you that you shouldn't deal with them. Why do you attract these people? You know what I'm saying? Or why they're attracted to you without you being conscious enough to make the proper call, to put the proper parameters or boundaries in place. Just like if a woman say, oh, the last 15 dudes that did me this way, it's not the dude, and you're saying, they were emotionally unavailable or whatever the case may be. The thing of it is actually showing you something you're deficient in, to where you feel or end up spiritually being equally yoked with people that do you wrong. And on that note, I'ma holler at y'all.